Hello everyone and welcome to a Create with Kiely art tutorial video. In this video we will be continuing with our lino block printmaking. In the video I showed you how to use the carving tools to carve out your lino block. I also showed you how to use the graphite transfer technique to move your line art onto your lino block. So if you missed that lesson, please click on the link and you can watch those lessons at another time. So what we're going to do is our first print. I've carved everything away that I want to keep the color of the paper, and I'm choosing to work with a purple paper. This is purple and purple ink. I just want to see what happens, okay? It's a much darker purple compared to the paper color. So I need my lino block. I don't need this, and I highly recommend not carving your lino block in a printmaking area because all those little cheese carvings tend to get in the ink, and when you spread it onto your block, it leaves marks, it leaves patterns, it's a mess. So you should have a printmaking area and a carving out area. The two should never come together. I'm going to put that aside. So here are the tools that you need to make a print. You have your speedball block printing ink. This is a brayer. Layman's call it a roller. And we're going to need a butter knife to get the ink out and a tray to spread it. We need our good copy paper and just some, I have some scrap newsprint paper to kind of keep the work area clean. So what's that? That's the edge of my paper. Okay, so we're going to open up the jar and hopefully it's not dried shut. So it's kind of got the consistency of peanut butter. Stir it up a little bit. Some is fresh, some has been around for a little while. All of it's still good unless it's totally hard. So I'm taking enough ink for a slice of toast. Okay, if we're using measurements of peanut butter, hopefully you don't have major peanut allergies. And I'm going to press it down, kind of smear it off onto the tray. I'm going to wipe the excess peanut butter back into the container, and I'm going to put the lid back on. Don't leave lids off. This ink will dry, okay, and it'll be useless. And this is $26.99. Yeah, a tub. So let's not waste this stuff. $26.99. So you're going to take your brayer and you are going to go north, south, east, and west. It's always the compass with me. I do like orienteering. I like looking at maps and Google Maps and finding things and putting on the satellite view and finding like little deer trails. And yeah, I'll go down those deer trails and wander around. I've discovered so much fun stuff. Even today, I went out for a walk and I met this awesome silver cat named Cosmo, and he made me his best friend, and that was fun. Anyone own Cosmo? He's up the street by the park. So I've loaded up. Oh, wait, listen. Shh, listen to this. You'll know the ink and the brayer's ready when you hear this sound. Do you hear that? I'm going to hold the microphone right over it. Ready? How do you call that? Like little sizzles? Little crinkles? Okay. So it's ready. It's not too goopy. And I'm going to apply the ink. Yeah, just like this. Going in all directions, finding safe spots to put my fingers so they don't get inked. I'm not pushing hard, just letting it happen. Maybe load up a bit more. Now I don't want it to be goopy, right? Because then it'll fill in all the nooks and crannies. I'm optimistic about this. Going to pick it up carefully. Tra-la-la. And then I'm going to flip and place. I'm going to use the pads in my hand. Some people use wooden spoons. Some people use clean brayers. I'm carefully pressing down, and I'm not schmoofing it around. It's like a straight down pressure. Press, press, press. No noise. If you're like beating the bejeebus out of this thing, you're not doing it right. Okay. And then checking my hands, they're a little dirty, so I'm going to find some clean spots. Ha ha ha. I don't want fingerprints all over it. Cross your fingers. Oh, nope, don't like it. Not good. So I'm going to do a bit more. I don't think I had enough ink. So I don't like it because it didn't like, maybe I didn't press enough around here, around the edges. So I'm going to ink it up again. Maybe I was too, I don't know. Just load it up again. Maybe I need a few drops of water on it too. Oh, that's not good. That's why you're supposed to do it on your rough paper, not on your good copy paper. It's okay. Make sure you get the edges. Okay, cross your fingers and toes. I've done better. Okay, but for this video, it's going to have to do. It's just a quick one. So there you go. There's my first print. I'm going to go. This is my opportunity to check whether I like the way I carved it, whether certain areas show up or don't show up well. Manual zoom. There we go. So obviously I need to apply more ink. Maybe my ink's a little dry so I can do those problem solvings. I need to push a little harder when I press down on the stamp, but pat on my back, I did a good job on carving out the feet. And yeah, I like the way the sky and everything else works. The eye turned out well. That's the thing, like thin, you get fine details that aren't very deeply carved. But if your ink is thick and goopy, it fills in those little fine details like the eye, the tongue, the feet and all that, and you lose the details. So all of this activity is playing with variables, how wet, how dry your ink is, how loaded up your brayer is and how not, and so on and so forth. So you're gonna have lots of shots at this. Let's make about 6 prints. Okay, you're gonna do 6 of these things. We'll let them dry all throughout the classroom. And then after you have done your 6 prints, you're going to wash your lino block with just normal water. Wipe off all the ink so it's clean, dry it. And then you're going to sit down and think about what are the colors that I want to keep purple and what's the next, or sorry, this first color. What's the next color you want to use? Okay, so right now I have purple on purple. So I got to think about what am I going to carve away to get other colors involved. So that's for me to figure out. You guys all have different plans in your sketchbooks. Get to it. I hope you enjoyed this first printing pull of the day. Come back for color number 2 tomorrow.